YouTube, my name is David Frankel, and in this video I will be explaining some of the changes the North of England's railways have in store as part of the new Northern franchises which started on the 1st of April. Arriva have taken over the Northern franchise and completely rebranded it. First have retained the TransPennine franchise, although without Keolis, and have also rebranded it. On the 1st of April, TransPennine repainted two of its trains, 185 108 and 185 123, into the new TransPennine Express livery. Arriva Rail North hasn't done much yet, but a few days ago I noticed some improvements on a 150 train, including new disabled toilets and new style tip-up seats. This is the start of a 2-year-long refurbishment programme on all of Northern's rolling stock, which is set to be complete by 2018. Throughout this time, more services will be introduced, increasing overall capacity, and in 2018, free Wi-Fi will be introduced on board all Northern services. In 2019, Northern Connect will launch. This will create a more inter-regional network, filling the gap between Northern and TransPennine Express, as TransPennine Express become more intercity style. Speaking of TransPennine Express, 2016 will see improved catering and the start of a refurbishment programme of all of its trains. In 2017, Wi-Fi will be introduced at major stations and on board trains, and mobile ticketing will be accepted for the first time. In December 2017, the Manchester Airport to York service will be extended to Newcastle, and a new Manchester Piccadilly to Leeds shuttle service will begin running and will run at a frequency of 6 times an hour. That's one every 10 minutes. December 2017 will also see the start of a standardised timetable, meaning there'll be no Sunday timetables, and the same timetable 7 days a week. In July 2018, a brand new onboard entertainment service will start, kind of like Beam on Virgin train services. In December 2018, a new Liverpool-Glasgow service via the West Coast Main Line will begin. And in December 2019, the Liverpool to Newcastle service will be extended to Edinburgh. Here is what the new map will look like. Back to Northern. Let's talk trains. By 2019, all Pacer units will be scrapped. Yes! The number of 150 Sprinters will actually increase with 14 new units from Great Western Railway, although these will all be cleaned up and refurbished to modern standards. 153s will go, 155 will stay, and there will be 5 new 156s and 8 new 158s from ScotRail. Northern will also receive 16 new 170 Turbostar units from ScotRail. All these ScotRail trains will be made available by the arrival of new HST units from the East Coast, which in turn are being replaced by 800 Azumas. We are also set to receive 7 new 319 units from Thameslink. By 2020, all 321, 322 and 323 units will be withdrawn from Northern services, probably to be cascaded elsewhere. The 333 units will stay as they are. Northern are currently leasing 5 185 units from TransPennine Express and 2 37 sets from Direct Rail services, although these will be gone very soon. And finally, for the headline, there will be 55 new CAF-built diesel trains and 43 new CAF-built electric trains running on the network. These will mostly run the Northern Connect services. As for TransPennine Express, 2019 will see 19 and possibly more brand new Hitachi AT300 trains entering service. These will actually be capable of 140 miles per hour, although the infrastructure won't allow them to go over 125 for the time being. 29 of the current 52 185 units will be retained, the others will be cascaded to other operators. The remaining 29 will be refurbished also. The remaining 4 170 units will be cascaded to Chiltern this December, and the 350 units will be retained. Phew! Both Northern and TransPennine Express are set to take advantage of a new railway line in Manchester city centre known as the Ordsall Chord, which will open in 2017 and is shown here. This will allow trains to go directly from Manchester Piccadilly to Manchester Victoria for the first time. Then there's the ongoing Northwest electrification scheme, which you can see on this map here. Lines set to be electrified include the Manchester Bolton line, the Bolton to Wigan line, the Preston to Blackpool line, the Oxenholme to Windermere line, and of course, the Bolton Chorley Preston line. Then there's the TransPennine electrification scheme, which fortunately has recently been unpaused by the government. This includes major upgrading and electrification of the line between Piccadilly and Victoria to Stalybridge, Stalybridge to Leeds, and Leeds to York and Selby. Selby to Hull and also Crewe to Chester electrification has been proposed but not finalised. Other infrastructure projects as part of the Northern Hub include Manchester Piccadilly, which is set to receive 2 new through platforms, platforms 15 and 16. Manchester Oxford Road will lose platform 5, however the remaining 4 platforms will be greatly lengthened and a new footbridge will make the platforms fully accessible. There will also be capacity upgrades at Liverpool Lime Street Station and line improvements to the Hope Valley, aka Manchester Sheffield line, and the Calder Valley, aka Manchester to Rochdale to Leeds line, including a new bay platform at Rochdale Station. And then later on we'll have the arrival of HS2 and HS3, which will change even more, but we'll save that for another video. So that's what these 2 new northern franchises will change. The north of England has a lot to look forward to. Thank you all for watching, and big shout out to Modern Railways, an excellent monthly magazine all about the railway. No, I am not sponsored, but I would feel a bit bad for not mentioning it, as this is where I get most of my information from. Hey, I ain't no Matthew Santoro. Modern Railways cost about £4.40 for an individual issue, although it's cheaper if you buy them by subscription. Go buy it, it's great. David Frankel Show 55 will be released on Sunday 19th of June. See you next time in Train News 2 this July.